everyone. Welcome back to English with Podcasts. I'm Emma.
And I'm Leo. Hi, everyone. We are so happy to see you again. Today, we continue our story from where we left off in part 2.
That's right, Leo. Last time, we explored the first twists in our story with Catherine Zeta-Jones and learned so many English expressions, especially about talking about feelings, situations, and making guesses.
Exactly. And today, in part 3, we'll continue learning English with our story. You'll hear how to use English in real situations, practice dialogues, and improve your speaking and thinking in English.
Before we dive in, let's quickly recap part 2. We saw Emma's character visiting the mysterious old house, meeting some interesting people, and discovering clues about the hidden letter. We also learned phrases like, I'm not sure, maybe it's, and could it be that?
Yes, and we also learned how to describe surroundings, feelings, and actions. Today, we will continue with more dialogues and more learning. Are you ready, Emma?
Absolutely. Let's start.
So, after leaving the old house, Catherine Zeta-Jones's character walks down the quiet street. The sun is setting, painting everything in orange and pink.
She thinks to herself, what could this letter mean? Why is it so important?
Notice how she uses questions in English to think. Questions are great for practicing English. You can try saying questions to yourself, like, what is this? Or, who left this?
That's right. And you can repeat after me. What could this mean?
Audience, repeat. What could this mean?
Perfect. Now, as she walks, she sees an old friend, played by our imagination in the story, and says, hello, I didn't expect to see you here.
That's a useful greeting in English. You can say, I didn't expect to see you here when you meet someone by chance. It's natural and polite.
Exactly. And the friend answers, hello, yes, it's been a long time. How have you been?
Here we learn small talk in English. How have you been? Is a common way to ask about someone's life. You can also say, how are things? Or what's new?
Let's try it together. Repeat after me. How have you been?
Audience, repeat. How have you been?
Perfect. Now, in the story, the friend notices the letter in Catherine's hand. He asks, what is that you have there?
Another useful English phrase. You can ask about objects politely by saying, what is that you have? Or, what do you have there?
Repeat after me. What do you have there?
Audience, repeat. What do you have there?
Great. Catherine responds carefully. I'm not sure. I just found it. Maybe it's important.
Notice how she uses uncertainty phrases. I'm not sure and maybe it's are very useful when you don't know the answer.
And here's a mini lesson. Instead of saying, I don't know all the time, you can say, I'm not sure. That's a good question. Or, I think it might be...
Let's all try. I'm not sure. Audience, repeat. I'm not sure.
Excellent. Now, moving on with our story, Catherine and her friend decide to go to a small cafe nearby to talk. The cafe is cozy, with warm lights and the smell of coffee.
She orders a drink and says, I'd like a cappuccino, please.
Very useful sentence. I'd like is polite for ordering anything. You can also say, can I have?
Repeat after me. I'd like a cappuccino, please.
Audience, repeat, I'd like a cappuccino, please.
Great. Now, while waiting for coffee, they sit by the window. The friend asks, so, what do you think about the letter?
Now let's focus on expressing opinions in English. Catherine answers, I think it might be a clue to something bigger, but I'm not certain yet.
That's perfect. I think is a natural way to give your opinion. You can also say, in my opinion, or it seems that.
Mini recap time. We just learned how to ask questions politely, express uncertainty, give opinions naturally.
Yes, and remember, you can practice these phrases every day. For example, ask yourself, I wonder what this means, or I think it's important.
Back to our story, the friend leans closer and whispers, "Be careful. Not everyone wants this letter to be found."
Great sentence. Notice how adverbs and adjectives make English more expressive. Careful tells us how to act, and not everyone shows the situation.
Repeat this phrase. Not everyone wants this letter to be found.
Audience, repeat after me. Not everyone wants this letter to be found.
Perfect. Now, Catherine feels nervous but smiles and says, "Don't worry, I will be careful."
Here we see the contrasting phrases, expressing worry and reassuring someone.
Exactly. You can say "don't worry" in many situations, like comforting a friend or being polite.
Now, as they leave the cafe, it starts to rain lightly. Catherine opens her umbrella and says, "It's just a little rain, nothing to worry about."
Mini lesson. Using common phrases for weather is very practical. You can say "it's sunny," "it's raining," or "it's windy today."
And adding expressions like nothing to worry about makes your English sound natural.
Let's all try. Nothing to worry about.
Audience, repeat, nothing to worry about.
Excellent. Now, walking in the rain, they notice a small bookstore across the street. Catherine says, "Shall we check it out?"
Notice polite suggestions in English. Shall we is a friendly way to suggest something. You can also say, do you want to? Or how about?
Mini recap. Today we learned about asking questions, expressing uncertainty, giving opinions, comforting phrases, weather expressions, polite suggestions.
Great summary, Emma. Now, inside the bookstore, Catherine finds an old diary. She opens it and whispers, this could be the key to understanding the letter.
Very dramatic moment. Notice modal verbs. Could shows possibility. You can also say might or may.
Mini teaching point. Modal verbs help express ideas like possibility, necessity, or permission. Examples, it could be important. You should read this. May I help you?
Repeat after me. It could be important.
Audience. Repeat. It could be important.
Excellent. Now, as Catherine reads the diary, she learns about hidden messages in the old house. She says, "I never knew this place had so many secrets."
Notice past tense verbs in storytelling. Never knew tells us about the past. Very useful when telling stories or experiences.
Mini recap. Today we learned about modal verbs, past tense verbs, expressing surprise, "I never knew."
Let's continue. Catherine decides to call her friend and says, hello, I found something interesting. Can we meet?
Here, polite phone phrases are introduced. You can say, "Can we meet?" "Do you have time?" "I need your help."
Repeat after me. Can we meet?
Audience, repeat, "Can we meet?"
Perfect. The friend replies, yes, I'm free now. I'll be there in 15 minutes.
That's a useful sentence. "I'll be there in" tells someone when you will arrive. Back to the story. Catherine waits anxiously, thinking, what if he doesn't understand the importance of the diary?
Mini teaching. Using what-if questions is common in English to express concern. For example, what if it rains? What if I make a mistake? Let's try it together. What if I make a mistake?
Great. When the friend arrives, he says, "I'm here. Show me what you found."
Notice the direct speech in storytelling. Using quotation marks or reporting verbs like said or whispered is important for practicing English dialogue.
Exactly. Catherine shows the diary and explains, "Look, there are clues about the old letter. I think we can solve the mystery."
Another modal verb, can solve, expressing ability. You can also say, I might try, we could go, or I should do this.
Mini recap. Today's key grammar points. Modal verbs: can, could, might, should. Past tense verbs: what if questions. Polite suggestions and requests.
And don't forget all the vocabulary about feelings, surroundings, and actions we used in the story.
That's right. For example, anxiously, curious, cozy, mysterious. You can use these words in your daily English practice.
Let's practice one together. I feel curious. Repeat after me.
Excellent. Now, as part 3 continues, Catherine and her friend decide to visit the old library at night, looking for more clues. She says, "It might be risky, but we have to try."
Mini lesson. Combining adjectives and modal verbs. It might be risky. You can practice, it could be dangerous. It may be difficult. It should be easy. Repeat, it might be risky.
Inside the library, shadows are everywhere. Catherine whispers, "Did you hear that?"
Notice the use of questions to build suspense. Asking questions in English can make your storytelling more interesting.
The friend responds, "Yes, maybe it's just the wind."
That's a useful phrase. Maybe it's expresses possibility. Mini recap. In this part of the story, we learned expressing possibility, might, maybe, could, asking suspenseful questions, using adjectives for feelings and environment.
Now, as they explore, they find an old painting with a hidden compartment. Catherine says, "Look, something is behind it."
Mini lesson. Using phrases for discovery. You can say, I found something. Look over there. There is something hidden. Repeat, there is something hidden.
Perfect. They open the compartment and find a small box. Catherine whispers, "This must be what the letter was about."
That's so exciting. And we see the use of must to express certainty. This must be. You can also say, he must be tired. It must be important.
Mini recap. Today's key phrases. Discovery phrases. Look, something is. Expressing certainty. Must be. Suspenseful questions.
And remember, all these phrases are perfect for daily English practice. You can describe your own life, your surroundings, and things you find interesting.
Exactly. Practice storytelling with friends or even yourself. Say, "I found a book. It must be interesting." Or, "I see a cat. It might be hungry."
And that brings us to the end of part 3 of our story.
Yes, wow, what an exciting adventure. We explored the old library, found hidden clues, and learned so many useful English phrases and grammar points.
Remember, you can practice all these expressions in your own life. Describe, question, guess, and express feelings in English every day.
That's right. And now it's time for us to say goodbye for this part. But don't worry, the story continues.
Yes, we will see you in the next episode with even more twists, more English learning, and more fun.
Bye, everyone. Keep practicing, keep learning, and stay curious. See you in the next episode.
Bye.